Let's talk about the final point in my list, that is farming DED 310 for A-type dead space modules. Firstly, I think I need to say what are the dead space modules and what is the DED level 3 combat sites. So the dead space modules are the higher grade modules, the better modules than Tech 2. There are three types of dead space modules: the C type, which is the worst, the A type, which is the best, and the B type, which is kind of in the middle between C type and A type. And what are the DED sites? DED sites is a specific type of sites, combat sites. It's a combat anomaly that you need to scan down as a signature, and it has a chance to drop certain types of dead space modules. There are 10 levels of DED sites, from the easiest level 1 to the most difficult level 10. And every level of DED sites has a very specific loot table, and it drops very specific types of dead space modules. So the first 3 DED sites, that is level 1, level 2, and level 3, they drop frigate-sized modules. Level 1 will drop C-type frigate-sized modules, so frigate small repairers, 1 MN afterburners, 1 MN micro warp drives, and so on. So the stuff that you typically fit on a frigate. The frigate on destroyer or destroyer. The level 2 will drop B-type frigate-sized modules, and level 3 will drop A-type frigate-sized modules. Level 4, 5, and 6 will drop cruiser-sized modules with the same logic. So level 4 C-types, level 5 B-types, and level 6 A-types. And DEDs from level 7 to level 10 will drop battleship-type modules. Again, C-type for level 7, then B-type, then A-type, and then X-type, which is a specific type for a battleship-sized module. So if you want the best dead space modules for a frigate, then you need to run DED level 3s specifically. And how do you find these sites? Well, one of the natural ways is to just scan them as a cosmic signature. They have a chance to appear in high-sec systems. I believe level 1 to level 5 can appear in high-sec, level 4 to level 7 in low-sec, and level 6 to level 10 in null-sec. But I may be slightly mistaken. But since level 3s are primarily high-sec DED site and is pretty valuable, when it's quite difficult to find them, because you will face a lot of competition from other explorers in high-sec. So there is another way to farm these sites reliably, and it's called the escalation mechanic. There are a couple of combat anomalies that can escalate to these DED sites after completion. The mechanics, again, are pretty weird and counterintuitive. The escalation chances, or rather the types of anomalies that can escalate to a DED, actually differ from one NPC faction to another, and the level of escalation also differs quite a lot. So I'm not going to go into this detail. You can just Google combat anomalies EVE Online in EVE Univiki, and it has a pretty comprehensive review on what anomaly for what faction escalates to which DED site. In this format, I think it will be just very confusing to listen to me explaining all this stuff. So let's focus just on the Serpentis, because I live in the area that is Serpentis, that has Serpentis rats. So we will focus specifically on the Serpentis in the final part of this video. Serpentis has two anomalies that can escalate to DED level 3s. These are hideaways and refuges. Note that you need specifically these two types, not named hideaways. So forsaken hideaways, forlorn hideaways, and other types are not gonna escalate. You need only specifically like normal hideaways and normal refuges. And when you complete these sites, you have two random events that can happen on completion of this anomaly. The first random event is faction spawn. You will get like an additional NPC that will be called Shadow Serpentis something, and you can get escalation for level 3 DED site, which is basically what I want. Let's talk about faction spawn first. The chance of faction spawn is about 5%, and it drops two general types of loot. Let's scroll a bit down here. So the first type of loot is faction modules. Specifically for Serpentis, it will be Shadow Serpentis modules. You can get them just completely randomly from the loot table, which is pretty large. So just it's not really reliable way to get anything, but occasionally it will drop an item that's in demand. And the second type of loot that you can get is pirate implants, mid-grades. For Serpentis it will be Asclepians or snakes. In both cases mid-grade. For other factions, for example for Sancha, it will be Nirvanas. For Guristas it will be Crystals or Hydras and so on. But for Serpentis it will be Asclepians or snakes. Again, extremely unreliable. You don't get faction spawn that often, and it's because the loot table is so large, you won't really get any reliable drops from that. But it's one thing that you can keep in mind for an occasional additional ISK that you will get. And you will also get some ammo, which is generally useless, so it's not shown in the picture. But ammo is the guaranteed drop, and these types of drops are not guaranteed, but usually you have at least one item dropped from one NPC, from Shadow NPC. Okay, but what's more important for me is the escalation to level 3 DED. And as I said, the DED level 3 always drops, well, not always, but it has a loot table for A-type frigate-sized modules. Typically, you get 2 modules per site, 2 DED modules per site. The loot table includes, I think 9 or 10, yeah, 10 including the BPC. 10 items, 5 of them resists, 4 out of 5 are pretty useless, but multispec is quite expensive because it's very widely used in pretty much any armor tank ship, high-level armor tank ship. Two modules are reps, one is remote rep and one is local rep, and two modules are propulsion modules, afterburner and micro warp drive. And when you have a chance to get the Apple BPC out of this. So as an Ironman player, I'm mostly after 3 modules only out of this loot table. Mostly I need propulsion modules, and I would also like to get a rep. The rep is basically has the same power as the ancillary rep, but it's not limited by the amount of charges, which is extremely nice. The rest I don't really care about. The specific resists are not gonna get used, and they are almost worthless on the market as well. The remote rep, of course, is not useful for me as well because I play solo. And multispec is quite expensive, but it's not really used in frigates actually. It's mostly used in cruisers and mostly cruisers actually, like Tech Freeze, pirate cruisers, and so on, because you can get a lot of resists for a very little fitting costs. So it's very expensive. I think it's more than 150 million on the market, but it's just useless for me because I will not really fly ships, but can use it effectively. And blueprints I can't build as an Ironman player because faction blueprints just require too many components. So mostly I will be out for reps and propulsion modules. The site itself is quite simple to run. You can complete Serpentis level 3 DED in like an Algos or pretty much any long-range destroyer. It's a bit tedious. It has like 4 rooms if I remember correctly, but the site itself is not very difficult. So to summarize what I'm going to do to get these modules, I'm basically just going to run hundreds of hideaways in refuges for Serpentis. You can do them either in something like a tech-free destroyer. It will be faster, but you will need to be at the keyboard. Or you can run them with any drone ship. It will be a bit slower, but then you can just literally do it almost AFK. The only inputs that you need to run is like a warp to anomaly and launch drones. And then auto aggression will do everything for you. So basically I will go the second way. I will just take an Algos, and when I have some time and when I do something else, I will just run like a dozen of these anomalies and hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 escalations, and hopefully from these escalations I will get the A-type modules for the high level PvP in the future. Alright, that's gonna be a pretty long video, but thank you for watching and on to the next one.